Hey girls, load the spaceship again. Me and the girls on a mission to Mars. They say I remind them of that dude from the moving they laws. Me and the girls on a mission to Mars. They say I remind them of that dude from the moving they laws. Only thing about Lars, he ain't got these scars. Only thing about Lars, he ain't got these bars. Only thing about Lars, he tried to kill his gal. Only thing about Lars, he can't live in my well. WMI tech, I'ma give my damn respect. Kick the dough off the hinges, cause they tried to stack the dick. I'd rather slang an XY Colo than slanging a bolo. Got one rule in this life, chase your dreams and go YOLO. If you don't chase your dreams, you look back and go, oh no. Told me not to get a dog, turned around and got photo. That's why Thana love my draws, I'm the black on solo. That's why Thana love my draws, I'm the black on solo. Human girls wanna get with me first, they gotta pass the scent test. They wanna shack up, but they never pass the rent test. They say they Betty Crocker, but ain't none of them no princess. You better check again, you must don't know I passed the simp test. Get a companion dog, I guarantee it's gon' prevent it. Split it, feel it, roll it, smoking. My girls can pass a hip test. Learn the Mac game back in the day, that's when I passed the pimp test. Making these money, pimp hoes and style, must don't know I'm from Memphis. Me and the girls on a mission to Mars. They say I remind them of that dude from the moving they laws. Me and the girls on a mission to Mars. They say I remind them of that dude from the moving they laws. Only thing about Lars, he ain't got these scars. Only thing about Lars, he ain't got these bars. Only thing about Lars, he tried to kill his gal. Only thing about Lars, he can't live in my well. Yeah, baby, up in the house. Hey, what I really love on this song, WMI Tech, I'ma give my damn respect, kick the dough off the hinges, cause it's time, because they tried to stack the dick. I love it, baby. Woo, good morning. It's your boy, Jada King Hefner, and the beautiful Saima Renee Uzumaki. And we're back again for another show. And the title of this episode is, What is Soap? What is soap? And what do I mean by that? We'll get to that right about now. Yay! Either way, I want to say good morning to everybody that's watching now. Good morning to everybody that's going to tune in later. God bless your life, whatever you're hoping for, wishing for, health-wise, financial, relationship, whatever it is. We thank God that it's already on the way and your prayers have been answered. Stay in faith, believe, and you'll receive, baby. Don't receive, then believe. So with all that said, today, man, definitely finna check in with my good people. I know I got me some Dog King Army team members in the house today. Oh, yeah. So let me give my shots out to them. And, man, this particular list, I can't remember all the names. Oh, my God. But I definitely, I try to read it off a little bit later. But I just say this, all my Dog King Army, y'all know who y'all are. I appreciate all of you, love all of you. I'm definitely going to read all my names off because I don't want to forget anybody, because we've had a couple of shift changes, whereas had a couple of team members leave, a couple of new team members come. So I can't always remember the name, but either way, let me get to it. Today's subject, what is soap? Just to let everybody know, there's not a normal viewer. You could be tuning in and saying, hey, this Dog King, what are you talking about today? Well, on Saturdays, it's basically a free day for me and the girls, where we just talk about whatever the hell is on our minds. It could be something that we're having fun with. It could be science, sports, or anything. We also have another day where it's not a particular day, but we do a venture report where we examine the female psychology. That's just a random show. You never know when it may pop up. But This show is pretty much set in stone. It happens every Saturday where we just find a random topic that we want to really talk about, and we delve into it. And man, I was just thinking the other day, it was a question it was something that had been on my mind uh, from when I was a child or whatever, and even though I never grew up. But man, the whole question of what is soap? What the hell is soap? We use this, well, a lot of us use this on a daily basis to keep ourselves washed off and clean and things of that nature. But I don't think any of us really think about it. You know, we just, hey, that's a bar of soap, use it to wash your body off. But what the hell is it? You know, what the hell is soap, man? Who, you know, and how the hell did we figure out how to use it? Now, I'm not going to say I'm going to figure out all those questions, the answers to all those questions, but I definitely want to take a deeper dive in what the hell is it? And the most intriguing thing about it that I think got me on the subject for today is when I was in elementary or something like that, I remember dropping some soap in some dirt or something like that, dropping it on the ground and it got dirty. I say that. And I went to throw it away. And I forgot which, I don't think it was my mom, but some adult was like, hey, what you doing? I'm like, hey, I'm going to throw this soap away. It got dirty. They were like, hey, bro, you don't throw soap away because it got something on it. Soap can't get dirty, you know? And they just ended up scraping whatever off of it and they, you know, it kept using it. But my mind was just sort of stuck for a second because in my mind, everything that's dirty, you throw it away. And it really sort of stunned me for a second because I started thinking like, wait a minute, this is soap. We use it to clean ourselves. Because I think the person said something like soap can't get dirty. And I was thinking like, but it got dirt on it. But I understand what he's saying because once you scrape that little dirt off, underneath doesn't have any dirt on it, and it goes right back to being used like it always has. So I was like, man, that whole thing about you can drop soap or something like that, it gets dirty or whatever. You don't throw it away like food. Why? Because it's soap. It still works once you get that little dirt or whatever out. So that sort of sparked. I won't even talk about that today. But let me put my banner up. I ain't gonna forget today, baby. So once again, this is one of these little fun, quick shows. We're gonna have a little fun. And we're gonna exit stage left and let y'all have a little fun tonight. It is a big fight coming on tonight, guys. Y'all know we love sports, man. And it's a big UFC fight coming on tonight. Big UFC fight with Jessica Pena versus Amanda Nunes. And I was always constantly forgetting Amanda's name. And I was such a big fan of hers. I'm still a big fan of hers, but man, I just think that she's sticking her foot in the wrong pool. I really do. I just think she's stepping in the wrong fight tonight because she was a 2-division champ before she fought this girl last time. And man, sometimes you could I talked about this with my brother. Sometimes you could just see the eye of the tiger in somebody. Go look at Rocky if you don't know what the eye of the tiger is. Go look at Rocky, the old Rocky movies. They never really age. You can look at they're timeless. Go look at the old Rocky movies and you'll know what I mean. Man, sometimes a fighter, he may be the baddest dude on the planet, but you don't really know that he doesn't have the eye of the tiger anymore. And he gets in the ring with one of these hungry fighters, and you can see that, oh, damn, this guy or woman or whoever has the eye of the tiger now. And man, I saw it in that fight. I had never seen that out of Amanda. I saw her get challenged before, but I never just seen the eye of the tiger get taken out of her. And man, I saw it in that fight. She got scared of that girl during that fight because she was hitting that girl with some big shots and that girl just wouldn't budge. And man, I just saw that look at Amanda's face of, oh shit, what have I got into? And it reminded me of when Amanda Nunes fought man, once they see you forget the people's name once they get their ass beat. But ooh, I was just telling my brother about it the other day, but I forgot the girl that Amanda Nunes really knocked off of her pedestal. She went to WWE and all that stuff, but I forgot her name off the bat. But the same thing when Amanda took her belt back in the day, I mean, years ago, she had that look on her face. And I just think this fight is going to be a bad fight for Amanda Nunes. She got beat last time. I think she's getting knocked out. Now, she could make me eat those words, but man, I'm gonna have to see the pre-fight to really tell. But I don't think this is gonna end well. So with all that said, I'm gonna get to my good mornings. Let me use my mouse, man. I was cleaning up, man, in the back room because my brother used to he used to stay with me, and I was cleaning up. Man, I came across a mouse pad. I'm like, this joker here, man. He had all type of stuff, man. But I ended up finding the mouse pad, so now I'm gonna use my mouse pad. Kevin says, "What up, Hev? He here first, baby. I got my mouse pad now." Hey, I thought I clicked on it. I tried to put it over there. There you go. Oh, don't tell me we're going slow today. I see one of them going slow. Oh, I don't know if y'all can still see me, but I'm having problems over here. This is the very reason why I'm doing this fundraiser, man, not only to improve this show, but to keep everything going. Because right now, I can't even make this stuff work. It's going so slow. Kevin Gray says, chase your dreams and go here. Go YOLO. Yeah, chase your dreams and go YOLO. Right. Oh, yeah. Right about that line. You sure right, baby. Everybody got to be chasing their dreams and going YOLO. Let me see if I can put that up there, man, because my thing's acting funny. I tried to put that last comment up there, but it didn't work. Or either I don't see it. If it's up there, I can't even see it. So you probably see it. I tell you what, guys, this crazy. It is going to be a bit bootleg. But hey, stay right here. I think I need to leave this show, man, because something is I can't get anything to work. So hold on. Stay right here, guys. Okay. Now I can see the comments. Boy, I can't lie. Running the show off the laptop that I have or whatever, the computer that I have, I promise you, man, it's like racing a Lamborghini with Sanford with that old Sanford and Son truck they used to have parked in the yard, man. I promise you, man. It's so funny how I'm actually making this show work with bubble gum and wrapping paper. But Sheila Bell says, good morning, King. Help. Good morning, Sheila Bell. Brandon says, cool to catch a morning live stream. I'm glad to see you, Brandon. He said, one of my favorites from you. He laughing about the song. Carol Rush. Hey, the resident vagina. Carol in the house. Hey, Carol. Carol told me about the banner. Thank you, Carol. Team member. I got the banner up, Carol. Tree Goblin. Put one in the air for me, Tree. And Carol gives me a virtual hug. Thank you, Carol. I appreciate that. I take it. I was having a few technical difficulties, but everything is working out, guys. Like I say, hey, even though even though it's like we running, even though the show is a bit of a junkyard as far as the equipment. Hey, let's keep the faith, baby. Hey, everything is improving. It's going to be better. Just stick in here with me a little longer, baby. The dawn of a new day. It's upon us. We're going forward, not backwards. It's actually sort of funny, man, because man, I can't think of who said that. Oh, my brother will definitely be able to relate with this. Man, me and my brother, we were the original super fans of the Memphis Grizzlies. Cause don't let the smooth taste fool you with all these damn fans acting like they've been fans. Well, some of them have been fans since they've been born now, whatever. But it's a lot of fans around here that didn't have a damn thing to do with the Grizzlies. It's so funny. Nobody would actually truly believe this story but my brother and the people who were around, and actually the people in the Grizzlies organization who actually are still employed there. They all know the truth. But this is really a story for a different day because we're probably talking about soap. But I just say this. I just tell this quick story. It's very fashionable to be a Grizzly fan today. Oh, it's very fashionable to have this crap with you today. Believe me, it's easy to believe Memphis today. But years ago, right before the Gasol era took off, there were two guys, me and my brother. We were Grizzly fans, and we went to this little event they were having. Man, you couldn't even hardly find a Grizzly fan around. And we were hyped up and stuff. And man, the Grizzly organization sort of took a liking to us and started inviting us to little events that they were having. Because they were like, man, you guys got a lot of spirit. We don't see that. Because you couldn't find one person in the city that was wearing Grizzly t-shirts or gear. Man, they invited us to start coming to all the Grizzly games. Me and my brother, man, we were the only people in the city damn near with Grizzly gear on, wearing it all the time. Man, it reminded me of these companion dogs. We got talked about like dogs for wearing Grizzly gear in our own city. But we did it proudly, didn't give a damn. You know, and after a while, it was funny. The team started getting good and blah, 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 and things of that nature. Now, it's so funny. The fans in the arena now, they would probably be thinking like it's always been like that. Nah, bro. And it's funny, guys. The history would have you believe that the team actually caused the crowd to turn around, but that's not actually the case. The case was it was two guys, me and my brother, that actually began what's called the Grizzly super fans before there was any real super fans around. And man, the fan base actually grew before we got good. Because like I said, we got so many stories that nobody would believe unless they were there. But I'm just going to tell you this before I get into the meat of today's show. One day, Lionel Hollins, the coach of the Grizzlies, he came to me and my brother before he got fired. He said, man, thank you to you guys. Thank you to you guys for helping my team. They listened to you guys. So it was just funny. I think I told that whole story to say, man, we were there when nobody believed in them. Nobody thought they were going to do anything and blah, blah, blah. And later on, it's sort of funny. We sort of got erased out of the history. People start acting like Tony Allen and things of that nature, like he brought the whole grit and grind mentality to the team, but that's not the case. When Tony Allen first got to the team, the front office brought Tony Allen to meet us. And Tony Allen told me and my brother that he had heard of us. So that's the funny, those are some of the behind the scenes stories that nobody really know. But I told that whole story to say it was a bit of a junkyard before they got good. Well, that's sort of how this show is. All of you guys that are with me, I love you. Why? Because you're hanging out in the junkyard. You're hanging out
why the show doesn't have all the bells and whistles. Hey, guess what? We may not have all the big time subscribers like bigger channels and things of that nature, but we're fighting in the junkyard. And the whole point of that story was one day, me and my brother were sitting in the crowd. And after during one of the games, the owner, that's why I was telling this story. During one of the games, the owner walked by. His name was Michael Heisley at the time. God rest his soul, man. I love that guy. But Michael Heisley came by. He was a billionaire. And he said, man, once again, thank you to you guys. You don't know what you have meant to the franchise. Once again, nobody would believe this unless they were there. But what he told us was, you know what, guys? It's cool, being a billionaire and things of that nature. But what he really appreciated was the journey. He said it wasn't the money, really, but it was the journey that and matter of fact, I think I read that. Matter of fact, that day that he came and talked to us, he was just telling us that we could come to him and ask him for anything. But that sparked my memory of what he said, because he said, guys, that's the one thing that people don't know is it's the journey. Not that I'm a billionaire. Yeah, I got money, blah, blah, blah. But it was nothing like the journey. And so that's sort of how I be feeling. I'm like, you know what, man? Yeah, me and my viewers, we hanging out in the junkyard. But man, the junkyard is what makes the journey so fun. Not knowing where the next step is going to be, not knowing how the show is going to be funded going forward, not knowing everything that's going to happen. That's what makes the journey fun. And so, hey, I'm glad y'all here with me right now. So when things do change and stuff, y'all will be here to be like, you know what? I was in the junkyard, baby. But either let me catch up, because I've been rambling. I'm sorry. This is one of those, I'm going to be honest with you, slap together shows, only because it's really just exists in my mind. I've only lightly looked over a few articles that I'm going to discuss. And so I actually like shows like this because I'm just going by the seat of my pants. So let me catch back up. Kara gave me the virtual hug. Kevin Gray says, "Where the bear? Grizz Nation, yeah." Brandon Anderson says, "OG fans, yeah, baby." Like I say, I tell my brother every time when we look out at the fan base and see how wild the crowd is now, it always makes me laugh, because we used to dream of that day. Like, you know what? One of these days, bro, this is going to be hard for people to come here. And to this day, I guarantee you, one person in the NBA that I guarantee you, if he saw me and my brother together, he would hate us today, and that would be Chris Paul. We gave him fits one time when he came to Memphis. Man, me and my brother made him so mad. He wasn't even playing this night, and we were roasting the hell out of him. Saying nothing cursing or anything. We were just saying, hey, it's your fault. You should have played. That's why y'all lost. Don't come here and take a night off. And we started saying, blame it on Chris. Blame it on Chris. Man, it was man, by 7-8 minutes left in the fourth quarter. I promise you, man, I am exaggerating a little bit, but he stood up for minutes just staring me and my brother down. Man, it was so funny, because you don't get a reaction out of Chris Paul. If you know Chris Paul, he don't react to anything. So those were just some of the glory days, man. It was many a story I could tell you, but you would never believe. So maybe I'll come back and have a Grizzly talk one day. But let's jump into the science of what the hell is soap, man. So I brought up a couple of articles. I'm like, man, what the hell is soap? So let's see. What is it? I saw an article. Now, I'm going to be honest with you. Some of this stuff going to sound a bit like jargon and whatnot, but it's necessary to just sort of find out what the hell are we dealing with here. So, even though we are working in the junkyard, I think I may trust this to try to stream today. You know, just so I won't just read off the thing and y'all won't see what I'm reading from. So let's trust it to see if it's going to work. Let me see if I can share this screen. Because like I said, it's not no video or anything like that. Hopefully it'll work. It's just the article that I'm reading. And it's called How Soap Works. So we're going to see. And this should work pretty cool for the purposes of what I'm trying to do. Let me get Carol's comment off of here. I'm hoping it'll work good. Oh, there it is. Okay, perfect. Now, this is a diagram, I guess, of how of what soaps looks like or whatever, I guess. The hydrophilic head, aqueous solution, I guess. Hydrophobic tail. I guess we'll learn about it. But it says soaps are sodium or potassium fatty acid salts. That's what they are. Produced from the hydrolysis of fats in a chemical reaction called saponification. It said each soap molecule has a long hydrocarbon chain, sometimes called its tail, with a carboxylate head, whatever the hell that is. In water, the sodium or potassium ions float free, leaving a negatively charged head. I don't know what that means, really. So it said key takeaways. Soap is a fatty acid. Now that to me is surprising. I just did not know soap was a damn fatty acid. That's crazy. It says soaps are used as cleansers and lubricants. We know that. Soap cleans by acting as a surfactant and emulsifier. It can surround oil, making it easier to rinse away with water. Okay. Now, how does it clean? It's an excellent cleanser because of its ability to act as an emulsifying agent. An emulsifier is capable of dispersing one liquid into another immiscible liquid. Now, I don't know what the hell immiscible means. Let me see what that means right quick. You know me, guys. I don't like spouting out words if I don't know what the hell it means. So I want to see what that means right quick. Okay. Immiscible is basically saying that basically oil can't mix with water. That's basically what it's saying. So emulsifier is capable of dispersing one liquid into another immiscible liquid. So meaning that even though they can't mix, they can make them mix for that time. It said this means while oil, which attracts dirt, okay, they broke it down. I could have kept reading. It said this means that oil, which attracts dirt, doesn't naturally mix with water. Soap can suspend oil or dirt in such a way that it can be removed. So that's a trip. Now, this is the part that's going to trip you out, man. The organic part of natural soap is negatively charged, is a negatively charged polar molecule. It has a hydrophilic water-loving part that interacts with molecules via interactions and hydrogen bonding. Okay. Soap also has a hydrophobic or water-fearing molecule. Its long non-polar hydrocarbon chain does not interact with water molecules. Okay. I don't want to get too technical. That's what I'm trying to see if I can break it down. Okay, this is going to be technical, but I'm just going to read this for you. It says the hydrocarbon chains are attracted to each other by dispersion forces and cluster together, forming structures called micelles. And these micelles, the carboxylic groups, form a negatively charged spherical surface with the hydrocarbon chains inside the sphere. Now, okay, now we're getting to something that halfway makes sense. It said because they are negatively charged, the soap micelles repel each other and remain dispersed in water. So I actually like that. It said then forms with non-polar solar this recent dirty testing on the inside themselves. Okay, now this is gonna be technical again, but it's necessary for me to read. We'll break it down in English terms later, but it said grease and oil are non-polar and insoluble in water. When soap and soiling oils are mixed, the non-polar hydrocarbon portion of the micelles break up the non-polar oil molecules. And then it sort of breaks it down. It said then a different type of micelle then forms with non-polar soiling molecules in the center. Thus, grease and oil and the dirt attached to them are caught inside the micelle and can be rinsed away. So I said all of that crap to basically say the grease and oil will be trapped inside something called a micelle due to the soap, and it will allow the dirt and oil to be rinsed off of your body. That's basically what it's saying. Oh, okay. They saying the disadvantages of soaps. They start breaking it down scientifically and stuff, and they start saying although soaps are excellent cleansers, they do have disadvantages. As salts of weak acids, they are converted by mineral acids into free fatty acids. Blah blah blah. They basically go on to say these fatty acids are less soluble than sodium or potassium, and basically they form a soap scum around your tub or whatever. So one of the disadvantages of soap is they cause a soap scum. Okay, yeah, I don't like that either. But like they say in the commercials, it also leaves things that reduce your hair luster and things of that nature. So that's basically all they were saying. Damn. I guess that was it. Because it was something here that the thing that had me really laughing was, I guess did I already read it? I've read it, but this I don't think this one broke it down. Hold on. I might have looked. I was reading over a few things. I might have read over what I wanted to share with you guys. I don't see it in this one. Let me see if it's in the other article. But either way, what I read was, I think it's this. Oh, okay. I didn't share that with you guys, but it's on another page. I was when I started reading about those fatty acids and things of that nature, I'm like, wait a minute, fatty acids. I'm like, what the hell is soap made of? So I did see something. I'm not sharing that with you guys right now. I'm stopping sharing that as a matter of fact. But I see something that says what is soap made of. So soap, by definition, is fat or oil mixed with an alkali. So basically, that's all soap is, a fat or a oil mixed with alkali. Now listen to this. The oil comes from an animal or plant. So that's an animal or plant. That's basically what soap is. We're getting fatty acids basically from an animal or plant. It said while the alkali is a chemical called lye. So basically, soap is a mixture of lye and fatty acids. So they go on to say in bar soap making, the lye is sodium hydroxide. Liquid soap requires potassium hydroxide. So I just thought that was funny. Like I say, hey, I guess you probably say, hey, this ain't finna be a super duper long show. I just wanted to talk about what made up soap. And I really could have took the shorter route because I already know some of that stuff is confusing. Hell, some of that stuff is confusing to me. And I love science. But when they get to start to breaking down all these things and how they bond and all that, yeah, if I just took my time and just tried to break down every bit of it on my own and really just, yeah, I can sort of get what they're saying, but I still can make sense of what they're saying. But some of that stuff is just, it's broken down a little bit too much. I don't need to know all that. I just need to know basically the basics. And the basics is soap comes from animals or plants. And it's fatty acids. So I just keep thinking like, man, who the hell even figures out that they can take fatty acids from a damn animal and somehow combine that with lye. And then after you combine those two things, you have the idea to rub that on your skin. How does that even, matter of fact, let me look that up. I'm gonna look that up right now, guys. And I'm looking up who discovered soap for the first time, because who in the hell comes up with, okay, now they say ancient Mesopotamians were the first to produce a kind of soap by cooking fatty acids. It said like the fat rendered from a slaughtered cow, sheep, or goat, together with water and an alkaline like lye, a caustic substance derived from wood ashes. A caustic, the result was a greasy and smelly goop that lifted away dirt. That's crazy. But the whole thing about it is, still, I still go back to what I was just getting ready to say. How the hell do you figure? I mean, like I say, who in the hell was cooking fat from an animal or whatever? Who decided to mix it with that lye? Why did you mix it with that lye? And even if you did mix it with that lye, why the hell would you put it on your skin to figure out, okay, this making me clean? I did find an article on this though. So I did find a little bit more of a deeper history. I'm probably going to read, but I'm going to make sure I don't have any comments because this is very. That's what's intriguing to me is now I find out that it's basically fatty acids. You getting it from plants or animals. And like I say, who the hell was the first to figure? Well, of course, they don't have that listed, but how do you even figure that out? And I'm gonna go back to something else. I'm gonna have to. I promise you, I've been putting this show off because there's so many things to talk about. Thank God, but I've been putting this Nikola Tesla show off for a while, and I love everybody that know me know I love Nikola Tesla. Every time I think about him, I get fired up, angry. Not angry, but it does get me fired up just to think of how they did him so wrong in his history. But I bring him up because he was like, man, we use fossil fuels. And for those who don't know, fossil fuels are pretty much like soap. Fossil fuels are nothing but blood. Do you guys really realize that's what that is? That's all it is. Old blood and bone. That's what fossil fuels are. Most of them are from the old dinosaurs that died way back in the day. Well, basically, their remains and things of that nature have seeped and collected underground. That's all that oil is. It's a fossil fuel, meaning it came from living beings. You know, that's really what that is. It's the living blood of people who died at one point. Not people, but animals that have been here and died, and people to a certain degree. That's all fossil fuels are. And Tesla was taking us away from that. And once the people with big money realized, hey, this means we're not going to be able to charge people for energy. To hell with Nikola Tesla. And so they went away from Nikola Tesla. They're like, nah, bro, we got to keep making money. We don't care about the planet. We got to keep making money. So they wanted to keep draining the planet of its fossil fuels. So I guess what I'm saying is, here we go again. Once again, we've had to resort to using some sort of an animal or some type of fossil type of resource to create soap. I'm not an inventor. I don't create things, so I'm not coming against it. And believe me, I just used the bar soap. When I took my bath, it felt damn good. And boy, ain't nothing like getting clean in the morning. I keep telling you, and I love you, Mayor, but I hope you have started taking a morning shower instead of just relying on your body to be clean from the night before. But ain't nothing like a nice little bar of soap. So I love soap, but I'm just saying, is everything we create, does everything have to come from a damn animal? I mean, geez, it got to be a better way. But either way, let me see something. Make sure I ain't got no comments. Oh, Brandon said, at least it's not a 70-page thesis. Right. I'm glad it wasn't either. He said, how they put in the fragrance. Wonder what animal that's the thing. They probably ain't using one animal, Carol. You know, they using probably the fatty acids from all type of animals. But guess what? I got another article pulled up here. I have not read it. I don't know what it's going to have in it. But we can take a little look at this right quick. Because once again, as much as I love this subject and I love checking it with you guys, I really plan on this being a little fun, quick stream. And we're going to get back to beating the pavement in longer streams. Don't get me wrong, but hey, we just been hitting you in quick bursts, having a little fun, and letting you get on with your day. Things that come to light later on. I'll be able to explain even more to you at a later date. But right now, let's check out this article. I will let you know one thing. I've been enjoying the hell out of this woman sitting next to me. I always tell Saima, like I said, I made this comparison to other things. Hey, it's never fun thinking about getting her and picking her up. But boy, once you get her out, man, I just been loving on her. I just love this woman, man. I promise you. And that's why I told Cat and them. I even went back there and talked to them the other day. I was like, hey, I'm sorry. I'm going to have to keep Saim out for a little longer. You know, I could easily go bring another girl to be out here with her, but I'm like, nah. I just want to give her some private time for right now. Okay. I don't know what this is finna say, y'all. So I'm just gonna read over this quickly because I don't know what it's gonna say. But this guy says it's called the dirty history of soap. I don't know what they mean by that. They say it's common sense advice. The surfactants found in soap lift germs from the skin, and then water washes them away. That was a quick way of saying all that stuff I said in that first article. Soap is inexpensive and ubiquitous. It is a consumer product found in every household across the country. That's what I say, in every household. But you know what? I've used the word ubiquitous. I haven't really used the word ubiquitous, but I know the word ubiquitous. I've heard it used, but I've never used it myself, really. And you know why? I don't think I've ever really known what ubiquitous means. I know what it hints at meaning, but let me look that up right quick. Yeah, I don't think I've ever known the actual definition of ubiquitous. But ubiquitous means existing or being everywhere at the same time. I never knew that. I've always, if I ever want to say being everywhere at the same time, and I still think they're a little bit different, but I would always think about saying omnipresent or something like that, like, hey, you're always present. But I didn't never know ubiquitous meant basically the same thing. Oh, the synonym for ubiquitous, one of them is omnipresent. So I was cool, but so the synonyms for ubiquitous, we done went down a whole nother path. There's everywhere, omnipresent, pervasive, universal, all over, ubiquitary, or wall to wall. Okay. So either way, let's keep reading. So he says soap is inexpensive and ubiquitous, meaning it's all over the place. I'm glad. Okay, I learned a new word. It said, yet few people know the long and dirty history of making soap, the product we all rely on to clean our skin. He said, I'm a historian who focuses on material culture in much of my research. As I started digging into what's known about soap's use in the past, I was surprised to discover its messy origins. Oh, hell. What are we finna find out? Now, see, who wrote this? This was published May 12th, 2020. I don't know who. This is written by Judith Ridner, a professor of history at Mississippi State University. Okay. Let's see what she got to say then. She said, gross ingredients to clean things up. Probably finna hint at what I said. The Mesopotamians were the first producer kind of soap by cooking fatty asses, like I said. Like the fat rendered from a slaughtered cow, blah, 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 blah. Things I already read. Together with a water like lye. I already read that. The result was a greasy and smelly goop that lifted dirt away. Now they finna read about the Roman thing that I was talking about. They said, no, it's something different. He described an early mention of soap comes from a Roman scholar named Pliny the Elder's book, Naturalis Historia. He described soap as a pomade made of tallow, typically derived from beef fat, and ashes that the Gauls, particularly the men, apply to their hair to give it a reddish tint. They go on to say that ancient people used soaps to clean wool, fatty fibers, before weaving them into cloths, rather than for human hygiene. They said not even the Greeks and Romans, who pioneered running water in public baths, used soap to clean their bodies. Actually, that's a bit in dispute. from my historic studying, they're saying here that the Greeks and Romans pioneered running water, but from what I heard, it was the Egyptians who pioneered running water. But either way, instead, it said men and women immersed themselves into water baths and then smeared their bodies with scented olive oils. Okay. They used a metal or reed scraper, called a striggle, to remove any remaining oil or grime. That sounds, I understand. Like I said, I can understand that because you wouldn't know to rub anything else on your body, and that's the frame of thought. I was like, how would you know to put animal or fat on your body? So I'm gonna keep reading. Okay, now they're saying by the Middle Ages, new vegetable oil based soaps, which were hailed for their mildness and purity, smelled good, had come into use as luxury items among Europe's most privileged classes. The first of these were Aleppo soap, a green olive oil based bar soap infused with aromatic laurel oil, was produced in Syria and brought to Europe by Christian crusaders and traders. Okay. It said French, Italian, Spanish, and eventually English versions soon followed. Jabon de Castilla, or Castile soap, named for the region of central Spain where it was produced, was the best known. And then they said the white olive oil based bar soap was a widely popular toiletry item among European royals. Castile soap became a generic term for any hard soap of this type. So that's when we started seeing the emergence of the white bar soap. Now it says, hold on. Uh-oh. They said the settlement of the American colonies coincided with an age, 1500s through the 1700s, when most Europeans, whether they were privileged or poor, had turned away from regular bathing out of fear that water actually spread disease. I forgot they didn't have good water around that time. It said the colonists used soap primarily for domestic cleaning. And soap making was part of the seasonal domestic routine overseen by women. So women were making soap. Uh, I still don't understand how they just figured it out like that, though. But they said in 1975, a Connecticut woman described this. She said women stored fat from butchering, grease from cooking, and wood ashes over the winter months. In the spring, they made lye from the ashes. Once again, I still, of course, they can't never really explain this, but who the hell would know to make lye from ashes? It just puzzles me. Like, man, how do you even figure that out? Then they said, and then they boiled the lye with fat and grease in a giant kettle. This produced a soft soap that women used to wash the linen shifts that colonists wore as undergarments. They say in the new nation, the founding of soap manufacturers basically, like New York-based Colgate, founded in 1807, or the Cincinnati-based Procter & Gamble, founded in 1837. So Colgate was here before Procter & Gamble. I didn't know that. They said both of them increased the scale of soap production, but did little to alter its ingredients or use. Middle-class Americans had resumed water bathing, but still shunned soap. Man, boy, we so lucky to be born now, because I know in certain parts of the world, they don't really do the bathing thing. Like, I don't know this for sure, but I've heard in certain parts of Africa, whatever, they don't bathe. They like the smell of the muskiness. And I have been around Africans in the past that have been very, very musky. And I understand that's part of some of the culture. But I'm so glad that that's a culture I'm not a part of, man. Because, man, I hate body odor, man. I know if I was in a different part of the world, maybe I wouldn't think like that. But like I say, I love scents and small little scents. Like you say, I love a woman's vagina smell. I love a clean foot smell. But I love those after they're clean and they get worked up a little bit. Then they got a little scent. But I'm not talking about being stinky or unclean. But so I'm just laughing at even Americans. Look, in 1837, they still weren't taking many baths. So you got some funky jokers walking around the house, boy. Lord have mercy. It says soap making remained an extension of the tallow trade that was closely allied with candle making. Soap itself was for laundry. At first, the P&G factory laborers used large cauldrons to boil down fat collected from homes, hotels, and butchers to make the candles and the soap they sold. It looks like it's finally coming to an end. And this is another page. I think this is it. Now they're going from cleaning objects to cleaning bodies. Now this is going to be interesting. Here you go. The Civil War was the watershed. Thanks to reformers who touted regular washing with water and soap as a sanitary measure to aid the Union war effort, bathing for personal hygiene caught on. Okay. So until the Civil War, everybody was, they was cool with being a little funky. It said demand for inexpensive toilet soaps increased dramatically among the masses. So basically, it was basically sort of like put out there to, hey, start washing yourselves. I say that. Companies began to develop and market a variety of new products to consumers. In 1879, P&G introduced Ivory soap, one of the first perfumed toilet soaps in the U.S. B.J. Johnson Soap Company of Milwaukee followed with their own palm and olive oil-based Palmolive soap in 1898. Hey, guys, this wasn't that long ago, just to let you guys know. It was the world's best-selling soap by the early 1900s. Soap also began to change, paving the way for the modern era. In P&G, decades of laboratory experiments with imported coconut and palm oil, and then with domestically produced cottonseed oil, led to the discovery of hydrogenated fats in 1909. These solid vegetable based fats revolutionized soap by making its manufacture less dependent on animal byproducts. Okay, so that's what I want to know. I'm like, dang, man, it's still relying on the living because they're getting it from plants. But I was like, man, I hope we ain't getting. I hope that actually answers the question for me, because I'm like, man, we making all this soap still with animal fat. So I'm glad that they just answered that. They said these solid vegetable-based fats revolutionized soap by making its manufacture less dependent on animal byproducts. Shortages of fats and oils for soap during World Wars I and II also led to the discovery of synthetic detergents as a superior substitute for fat-based laundry soaps, household cleaners, and shampoos. So it sounds like they took some of those fats and oils out of the laundry detergents. Okay. Now I'm about to say, because they had me still concerned right now. So I'm glad to see if I had to stop this show at the other thing, I would have known this. But they says today's commercially manufactured soaps are highly specialized, lab engineered products. Uh-oh. They still using it though. It said synthesized animal fats and plant-based oils and bases are combined. Okay, but they are saying it's basically synthetic though. But synthesized animal fats and plant-based oils and bases are combined with chemical additives, including moisturizers, conditioners, lathering agents, colors, and scents to make soaps more appealing to the senses. But they cannot fully mask its mostly foul ingredients, including shower gels, petroleum-based contents. As a 1947 history of P&G observed, soap is a desperately ordinary substance to us, as unremarkable as it is during normal times. Soap has risen to prominence during this. Oh my! So I guess they had something going on in 1947 where they wanted you to use soap a lot then too. I guess what I was taking away from this is sort of what. So that basically that the woman basically said at the end, or the professor basically said at the end that even though a lot of these things are synthetic and things that now with the fatty acids and they're still basically come from a gross history, in her opinion, coming from animals and things of that nature. And I still think that although they're using some synthesized versions, I still know that they're using regular animal fats as well. But the whole thing is, it's just amazing to hear how they how it's transformed over time. But when I was reading this last little thing, when they were saying today's commercially manufactured soaps are highly specialized, lab engineered products, synthesized animal fats, and plant-based oils and bases are combined with chemical additives, including moisturizer, blah, blah, blah. But when I just stop right there, that one little sentence right there always makes me sort of, I mean, not always, but makes me sort of trip. Because I'd be like, you know what? When they talk about the chemical additives in soap or whatever, it's just another thing that makes me think that, you know what, man? We don't know what the hell we're using. I just say that. At the end of the day, we don't know what the hell we're using. We don't know what the hell chemicals they're putting in whatever. They're saying, hey, it wouldn't be on the shelf if it wasn't safe. And I'm not telling you to stop using soap or buying food or doing whatever else, because guess what? Yours truly, I got a bar of soap back there. I don't plan on stopping using it. I got food in the fridge. I don't plan on stopping eating it. So I'm not going to be a hypocrite and tell you to stop using everything you got. But I'm just saying, as a human living in today's world, it's so many things that we put our damn well hands on. And hey, I mean, we're literally just having to trust that everything is okay. But hey, if we just had a rogue government just to get rogue one time and add something into one of these things, I mean, that's all they would have to do. Because like I say, we as regular citizens can't vet every damn one of these chemicals that's on these products. You know, when they tell me the soap is used to wash my body, you know, that's pretty much all you have to go on, you know. Like I say, unless you just go and start trying to make your own damn soap out of your own animal fat and things of that nature. But I thought that was a nice little deep dive. So now I actually know what the hell soap is, because I'm going to be honest with you. Up until last night when I sort of started looking at it, because that's when I started doing the research of like, man, what the hell is soap? And I started thinking like, damn, soap is coming from animals and things that I just never really knew exactly what it was. And now I see that it wasn't even really used on humans, you know, until fairly recently. What they basically said, I think it was 1777 when it sort of started getting used, but in 1837 or so, it started getting sort of put into motion. But man, that's not that long. And it was saying about how, like you said, in 1837, people in America wasn't even using it. They weren't even using it that much. So that's crazy. I think that's actually crazy. I'm thinking back to the comments, but I actually messed that page up, and I just wanted to go back and see that one little sentence. No. I said I got the date wrong. That's what I was looking at. Yeah, it was 1500 to 1700, around the time where the European colonies they weren't bathing and things of that nature. They had turned away from bathing because they thought the water was bad. And like I say, around that time, the colonists, that's what I want to see. The colonists, they were just using soap for cleaning. They wasn't using it for their bodies, like I said earlier. And that was in 1500 to 1700. Like I say, 1775, like I say, the woman was saying they just used it to wash their undergarments. So even all up to that time, they still wasn't really using it. I'm just going back to see when exactly when it started sort of catching on. I don't know exactly when the Civil War was, but they say that's when basically taking those baths actually started catching on. Let me see when the Civil War was. Now we know before the 1500s that like I say, the Europeans had came up with their white bar soap. So they were taking baths beforehand, but when they started finding out that started to think that the water was something was bad with the water, they stopped from 1500 to 1700. But after that, it doesn't look like, definitely over here it had resumed until the Civil War. And I'm not a big historian, so the Civil War was 1861 to 1865. So that's basically saying the bathing really didn't pick up till 1861, and it I take a guess it didn't pick up on the first day of 1861. Somewhere within 1861 to 1865, it started picking up. That's when bathing really, with soap, really became prominent. So it's not that it wasn't that long. We're not too far removed from people walking around here not using soap. It's a fairly new thing. And let me catch up with my comments, because we pretty much, hey, that was a little history on soap. I thought it was very interesting, man. Let me see what y'all got to say about it. How they put in the fragrance. Oh, okay. I don't know which animals they use in Carol, and they didn't say exactly how they put the fragrance in. I read about them putting it in there though. I can try to look that up before I go to James Krause. First, look at my Dog King army showing up. Krause, Kevin Gray, Sheila Bale popped up in here. Make sure I didn't miss nobody from early. Yeah. And now my boy Krause up in here. He says, hey, everyone. Krause says, hey, Krause. Kevin Gray says, basically, Lord and Lord. That's all it is. It's crazy. Krause says, funny. Throughout history, everyone's stinking up the place, and there was still people like, hey, how you doing? Right? Oh, man, I cannot imagine what them love-making sessions was like. It was bored. But you know how the nose works. Once people would start getting used to certain stinks, they stop noticing it probably. Three Face says, soap is a government conspiracy. Don't believe the lies. I know one thing. I'm not finna say it's not a conspiracy, but I know one thing. I ain't finna stop using it now because hey, look, I definitely don't want to be walking around here with my oils building up. But I'm not saying you wrong, Three Faces. I tell you that. Kevin Gray says, did you see the movie Fight Club? I don't hardly remember it because I didn't really like Fight Club, Kevin. It's crazy. I know people gonna be mad, but I didn't. I'm one of those guys that really didn't like Fight Club. I was like, I don't like this. But I don't remember anything about it other than they were fighting in basements. And I'm like, I did not like it. He said, that means those Patriots in 1776 smell like bare ass, huh? Exactly. But my whole thing is, no offense. I mean, cause see, they were talking about jumping in. They were talking about jumping in baths, but I guess even if they bathed, they weren't using soap. So some people were probably still jumping in tubs. They were saying that the Europeans definitely weren't jumping in tubs from 15 to 1700 because they were scared of the water. But I'm thinking over here in the colonies, the people probably were jumping in tubs. But you as well as me know, man. I remember me and my brother when we were kids. It was a guy that came to spend the night with us, and it was time for all of us to take our bath. I took my bath. My brother took his bath. We came out. Everybody was clean, and this guy said he took his bath. He came out there musty as a goat. We like, whoa, bro, you supposed to be taking a bath. I did take my bath. We like, nah, bro, you ain't did nothing but go in there and jump in the water and jump out. So he was still funky from just jumping in the water. So that's what I'm like. I know what you said may be true, Three Face, but I'm sorry. This is one of the things where I'm at least glad that I got soap at my disposal, man. I like feeling good and smelling good because, you know, it ain't no feeling like feeling squeaky clean after taking a nice bath. Because like last night, I jumped on my bike, rode to the store. Man, I can't even sit around. I love my bike, but I can't sit around once I get home after I get off my bike or do anything physical. Once I start feeling the sweat film, it may be a trained thing, but hey, I like to feel dry, clean. I don't like feeling like that oil and stuff on my body like that. And so, hell, I'm thankful for soap, even though it literally is disgusting. Because like Kevin was saying, basically lard and lye. Krause says, I've been down for a few days. Stop. Krause, I tried to say that in the comments the other day. Stop claiming that. I don't care what they tell you about the test. Just stop claiming that. Say you ain't got it. I'd rather you say you got some cold, but stop claiming that you got it. Speak against it, brother. Say you ain't got it. Don't fall into what they're telling you got. Speak against that. That's how you get help. You get help by saying you're not sick. You well. What was happening? It was something happening to me the other day, man. I promise. I forgot what it was. But I was just doing what I'm telling you now. Let the sick say they're strong. Don't claim what's wrong with you. Claim, you know what I'm saying? Now, I'm cool with you saying, hey, man, I'm getting better, but hey, put a prayer out there for me. Hey, that's cool. I'm cool with joining that, but don't, because you said it once. You said it once on the comment. I'm like, okay, I'm gonna let him go. But I even told you then. I said, Krause, you're healed. Don't speak. You're healed. You ain't sick. So I was sort of trying to tell you that then, but then you come right back. I got it. I got it. I got it, man. I got it. Stop saying you got it. Stop saying you got it. Even if you got to obey whatever protocols they tell you to obey, don't claim it. Don't claim it, bro. And hey, like I said, change. I know what you feel. I know what you may feel on the inside, but just don't let it come out. Look, you up, baby. You feeling good. You feeling better. You got energy. You ain't sick, Krause. You 100%. You coming back right now, baby. Krause says, I wonder how they convert the bar into liquid form. Man, I have no idea. But now they don't convert the bar. They said it in my first article. They don't convert the bar. They just use it. They use a different method. They use a different they use a different method to make it. They use a different fatty acid or something. I'll look it up for you as we talking about it. Okay, here it is. Let's see. We're gonna answer Carol Rush's question about what's about. Okay. They didn't say it on that one. I just looked up. I still don't see. See, I talked about it. I thought in the other one because they're made with different types of fatty acid. So I don't think it was. I don't think that they like make a hard. I don't think they make it hard and then convert it. I just think that it's off the bat they make it either soft or hard. And the only thing they say is bar soap is made with sodium hydroxide, a lie. And liquid soap is made with potassium hydroxide. Uh, Liquid soap likely has a better pH, whereas bar soap contains more glycerin and superfat. While they are equally effective, bar soap contains fewer chemicals and is more environmentally friendly. I know that. Man, I know that. I use I actually liquid soap. Same thing about find about how they make. They talk about what they're made of, but I don't see how they make it. I'm gonna try something else, Carol. This is another one of your questions I want to see if I can find the answer to before I get out of here. I want to find out exactly how they put the perfume in there. I can't really. I found some. It's telling you how to make liquid soap. But I still don't know the true process of. That's a good question though, Carl. That's one I don't think I'm gonna be able to answer in a timely fashion here. But let me try this though before I get out of here. I want to find out if we can find out how they put the scent in there. So basically, once again, they don't go into any detail, Carol. The only thing they say is the best way to add scent to soap is by adding it directly into the mixture. So I guess when it's still in the liquid form or whatever, they just whatever scent they want to add, they put it directly into the mixture. They say that ensures that all those lovely essential oil molecules are distributed evenly, giving a more even fragrance across each bar. Fragrance or fragrance or essential oils are great, or natural scents are popular aromas too. So those are sort of vague answers, but I guess the best ones I could come up with. No. I'm talking about you mentioned it on my comments, Krause. Krause said this was the first time I mentioned it here. But I hear you. JDKH, I was preaching the positive. That's why I love it here. Now I love you too, Krause. No, you didn't mention it here. You didn't mention it here. No. I said you mentioned it on a comment. I thought that was you. If I go back and look, you said, man, you said, brother, I'm down. I got it. You said I got the whatever. I don't like to even mention the name, but you said you had it. And I was like, no, I said you hit, I said you will. But that was on the comment. You never mentioned it on a live stream. No. And once again, I ain't beating you up. I just, you know me, I want to, you know me, Krause. It's just love. I want to keep you positive because I'm gonna give you a case of me messing up. I don't know what it was, but I was saying something the other day. I was just talking, man. You know, I'm all about the positive as well. That's what I preach. But man, hey, I've talked like most people, like my whole life. I've always, man, it's almost been fashionable to talk negative. You know, man, how you doing, man? You know, it's just another day. Ain't nothing going good today, man. You know it. I mean, people say stuff like that all the time. Man, just another old day. Ain't nothing happening, man. Shit, man. Just my luck. Ain't nothing gonna go good, man. You know what I'm talking about? People do that stuff all the time, talking negative over their lives. Don't even realize that it's affecting them. Well, that was me too, just like everybody else. But I was saying something the other day. I was like, yeah, if this happened concerning my life. And she was like, why you saying if? You supposed to be saying it is gonna happen. I'm like, oh, I said I wasn't even aware that I was saying that in that particular context because I want to clean up every damn word that comes out of my mouth. And when it comes to getting sick or anything, I'm not telling you to be a damn robot and act like your nose isn't sniffling. But I don't want you to keep stating it. I just want, that's what I'm saying, Christ. I want you to be like that because that's how I am now. Like, hey, your nose might be sniffling, but like, hey, Lord, I might not be feeling my best, but I know I'm already healed. I know I know on the outside it might look like I'm sick, but I'm already healed. So in your case, I just want you to be like, hey, I know my body might be feeling a certain way, but guess what? It ain't what they say it is. I'm healed. Hey, I'm 100% well. That's all. I just want you to speak against it, and that's gonna make you heal quicker too. You know, you may feel better in a whole another week if you don't speak positive. You know, but when you, because I, of course, it's always healing in your words. But I even seen it. I was reading some article. I don't know what it was, but this nurse was saying how whenever her patients speak positive about recovering, they always heal a lot quicker. So I want you to be Not just you, Christ. I'm saying it for everybody. You know how I do. I want all of us to stay. Keep getting that negative talk out of our mouth. I don't care if it's by mistake or just, in regular conversation. If it come out, just let's get rid of it. Brandon says, I know for me, I've been feeling down with some drama between friends, but I kept coming back to your song. And I was like, you know what, Jay's right. Things happen. Just keep on living life. Right. He said, and don't let the drama get you down. I'm going to tell you, we human, so things are going to hit you initially. But this is what you got to do. First of all, let's just say you were out of line with your friends. The only thing you can do is apologize. After you've apologized, you've done your part. You can't control whether they forgive you. But what you can't do after you apologize is beat yourself up. Man, I shouldn't have did this. Now they mad. No, you apologize. Your job is done. Now your other job is forgive yourself. Once you forgive yourself, that's going to take the guilt away because God has forgiven you. Once you go to him and be like, hey, God, I messed up, man, the other day. Oh, you forgiven. You ain't got nothing to think about. So if he forgive you, then you got to forgive yourself. And if they stay mad at you, I'm sorry. You got to keep being happy with the rest of your life. You can't still stay upset because they're mad at you. That's something you can't control at that point. You got to let God move their heart. Now, if you did nothing to them or whatever, and they got you upset, if they were the culprits, guess what? Let that go as well. That's going to free your conscience up to continue to enjoy your day. Because I saw some girl post on Twitter the other day. She said something about, I really want to like this person, but I just can't forgive them for what they did 5 years ago. A family member. Oh yeah, I really wanted to forgive this person, but I still can't forgive them for not coming to my birthday 5 years ago, birthday party. Well, guess what? You got to make a choice. Do you want to hold on to that feeling of being mad at that person so you can get the gratification of being upset? Or do you want to let that hurt and anger go so you can move on to being happy with your life? And guess what? Yeah, you can accept that person back then when you let go of that old stuff. But you can't do both. You got to let it go. And as far as you with them friends, whether it's you that need to apologize, if you did it, let it go. Keep going forward. If they did you wrong, guess what? Forgive them and keep going forward. And like you say, it's going to be right. And he said, what did he say? He said, just keep on living life. You said the exact right thing. And I'm getting back to your statement, but Kevin broke it up. He said something. He said, Fight Club movie, they use liposuction from people to make the best soap. Idea came from somewhere. I don't remember that at all. Yeah, see, you must have liked Fight Club. I didn't like it, so I definitely don't remember that. Hell, I barely remember. The only thing I really remember is the main actor is a guy that I just really don't like. I didn't really like. I think it's the same guy from Is it the same guy that played Lars? I think it might have been, honestly. Now that I think about it. And it was Brad Pitt. That's the only thing I hardly remember from that movie. And I remember a few fight scenes, but I just didn't like it. But that's crazy. Why would they have to make soap in that movie though? I don't get that. Could you tell me that, Kevin? Why did they have to make soap? That movie was up to date. They could have just bought soap. Why did they have to make it? Either way, Brandon says, I don't think I'm out of line in my perspective. But yes, I agree with you. And if I find in my self-reflection, I just got beefed on and did wrong, then I would do what I can to make it right between us. Oh, okay. Now I get what you're saying. Because at first he said I don't get that I was out of line in my perspective, But yeah, I agree with you. And if I find in my self-reflection I got beefed on and did wrong, then I would do what I can to make it right between us. Man, sometimes we just have disagreements, and it don't hardly be anybody's fault. Just something may have happened. But I think in your heart of hearts, you always know, well, man, did I go too far? Was it me? You know, but sometimes it is a little vague. And if it's really, really vague, it probably was a little bit of both, where both people, just had a part in it, and once again, I would make whatever steps I would have to make to, say, hey, guess what? Did I go too far? Did you go too far? Whatever it wasn't really worth us not talking to, whatever, blah, blah, blah. And then y'all will get past it. But if you go back and have that conversation, or somebody be like, no, I don't give a damn. I still ain't finna listen to you. But you got to fall back and be like, hey, well, guess what? I still forgive you. God bless you. Take care. Hey, if you ever want to holler at me, you know where to find me. But hey, at that point, now then you got to keep rolling. Oh, I guess he said Robert Paulson. Who is that? I guess that's the actor he was saying. In Fight Club? Is that what you're saying? Because I don't remember it being you sure? I thought that was Gosling. Yeah, that's what I was thinking about. I thought it was Gosling. Because that's the guy who was in Lars. Nah, it was Edward Norton. Who are you talking about? Who is Robert Paulson? Who is he supposed to be? But Edward Norton was the guy in Fight Club. I don't know what you brought up Robert Paulson for. He looked familiar though. He was actually the Ninja Turtles guy. But I don't know what you brought him up for. Either way. Brandon says, it's more so an ego thing right now is where I am. So keeping the ego in check is where I'm at right now. All right, you good. Yeah. Keep you doing right, Brandon. You doing right. Keeping the ego in check, baby. Keeping yourself humble, knowing that, hey, guess what? Everybody got their own blessings here on earth. We ain't bigger than the next person. We got our own dreams and things of that nature, our own calling on our lives, but God has blessed us all in different ways. So, like you say, keep your ego in check and listen to your spirit. Everything gonna be all right, Brandon. Like I say, once you make a move to heal things, no matter what that is, you gotta let things, God do the rest. That's what I say. Oh, Three Face says it's a line from Fight Club. And Kevin says, I didn't like that movie. Just remember that was disgusting. I just don't know why they would be making soap on that movie. That's what I'm wondering about. That's some of the craziest things ever. But either way, like you said, it came from somewhere, and now we see where it came from. I did not know this soap. That's how soap was made. I promise you. So, Kevin, if you saw that movie and remembered that, you probably, even if you didn't do any deep dive studying, you probably had an idea of that's where it came from. But I never thought that soap came from fat, fatty acids and things like that. I didn't know that. That'd be the last thing I would think that soap would be, because like I say, how do you figure out you can clean your body with that is amazing and beyond me. But it's a lot of things creation wise that's beyond me. I promise you. But with all that said, man, it's been a hell of a deep dive into soap. If you guys don't have any more questions on it, hell, that's where we're going to leave it at, because I think we've answered all the questions we wanted to. We find out how soap was made. We find out that the ancient Mesopotamians, basically, however they pretty much stumbled on it, they were pretty much the first people to actually make a variety of soap. They were using it to clean things of that nature. Then it really wasn't used for the human body until Europeans sort of made a version of the bar soap that we use today. They started using it for a while. It had, it wasn't stinky and nasty like those earlier soaps that were made out of uh, 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 fat and lye. They weren't stinky. It was scented when the privileged Europeans were using it. But in the 1500s to 1700s, and even well after that, a lot of people weren't. Well, 1500s to 1700s, they saying Europeans weren't even bathing really. Ugh, they weren't even really bathing. But well up until the 17th, all the way up to like 1777, even if Americans were bathing, they weren't using soap. They were only using soap for their clothing. Then you get all the way up to like 37 or something like that, or 60 something. I forgot exactly when it was, when the Civil War happened. That's when, truthfully, America sort of started moving towards using a lot of soap. So it's not a long tradition of booty washing with soap, but I'm, and my good guy, Three Face said it's a conspiracy. Well, you know what? I'm a conspiracy theorist, and it's a lot of things that I do believe are a result of conspiracy that's happening. And I'm not telling him that he's lying about soap being a part of some sort of a bigger conspiracy, but damn it, I hate to even say this, but this is one particular conspiracy that I'm sort of glad I'm a part of, because as much as I love smelling a freshly clean vagina, and once you start making love, that scent gets to be amazing. I wouldn't want to smell it being a funk box, just straight out the can. No. I wouldn't want that now. So I'm glad I'm living in the age that I'm living in as far as that's concerned. So I think we answered all the questions about soap. Carol did ask me about how they put perfume and smells in it. I don't know exactly how. I guess we'd have to watch a factory video on there, but basically they just say pump it in right in the middle of the mixture. That's what they say about that. Then she was like, how do they change it from hard to soft? From what I was reading, they don't change the soap from hard to soft because they're made with two different types of fatty acid. So with that said, I think they're both made separately. One, the hard soap is made over here. The liquid soap is made over there. So we sort of answered those questions, but I would rather have found more solid answers to those. But overall, I sort of got another answer to my question. We don't know what the hell we using. I mean, we know what it is, but what are we like they say, it's a lot of other chemicals in there. And nowadays, hell, most of the things are done in a laboratory. And so that was the other thing about it. We really don't know on a daily basis the things we're eating and using, all the damn chemicals going on into making these things, for our consumption, whether it be just for us using it physically or whether it's us eating it. We don't really know what the hell is in these things. But that was the deep dive into what is soap. And I'm going to be honest with you guys. A lot of subjects I come on, I'm more educated on it before I even turn the camera on. Today, I could have been sitting right out there with you guys, look, because I was learning right along with you. What the hell is soap? Because it's a question I've had for a while. And guess what? We finally got it answered. Ain't that right, Saima? Saima, look at that girl. Man, y'all should have seen her yesterday. She was really laughing at me when I was putting her in the bed. She wasn't really laughing at me, though. No, I take that back. I put her in the bed yesterday, and it was the first time I had really seen. I almost started to film what happened yesterday. I picked her up, and I was, hey, Saima, that was the first day she was actually concerned about me. She was looking at me like, man, hey, you all right, bro? Because, hey, I don't know if you know what I'm saying. She always sort of laughed at me when I pick her up. But this time she was, I wish I could explain it, but she sort of had that feeling. It was a look at her face. Her face didn't look like it was laughing at me. It looked like it was like, man, you all right, man? You sure you all right? And I was like, I said, yeah, I'm okay, Saeem. I'm all right. And man, I wish I almost turned the camera on, but I didn't have it with me, man. It was so funny. I said, I'm all right, so I said, oh, look at her. I had her my arms on the bed. I was just rocking her for a second. I said, Saeem, I said, it's gonna be all right, girl. I'm okay. And then I scooted her in her position and laid her down. So hey, she had me laugh. I said, look at Saeem, we be our bond building, baby. So look at Carol, she laughed. She smiling with the eyes. Yeah, Carol. She said, Saeem, yeah, hey, it happened. And she had me, hey, I was so happy last night. I said, look at Saeem being concerned about me. So I think that was pretty cool from her. So either way, that's pretty much going to do it for our discussion for today. We've been having some fun live streams, getting in, getting out, baby. We ain't, hey, look, and I ain't rushing nothing. Oh, no, I ain't rushing. But I will say this. I've been finding subjects I want to talk about. I want to get on here, hit y'all with the gritty as well as the nitty, hit y'all with the nitty as well as the gritty, and let y'all enjoy the rest of y'all day. I always say, man, I don't ever get on here trying to say I'm going to stretch out content or I'm going to do things a certain length of time. I just talk about them for as long as they need to be talked about. And even with my videos, it's this thing where people try to make their videos past 8 and 10 minutes so they can put extra commercials in their videos so they can make more money. Well, as you can see, a lot of my videos may be 4 or 5 minutes. If they need to be 8 or 10 minutes, they will be. But I never go out of my way to lengthen a damn video so I can try to finesse the system. No. I'm going to say what I need to say, and I'm going to get the hell out of here. But let me get my shot out. I know it's the end, so if my team members do watch this, I'm not sure if everybody will be around. But I do want to name off all my squad members, man. And hey, I didn't give away my normal thing, so let me reel everything out. I appreciate everybody for the past donations. But if you ever want to donate to the show on a live stream, you can do a cash. You can do a super stick or a super chat. You can also do a super thanks on individual videos. If you ever want to donate, I'm gonna stop there. I can't read I just read my team members next time. But you can do a super thanks. You can donate on my YouTube about PayPal or Cash App. One of my team members, Carol, I promise you, that woman, she's not only a team member, but she regularly actually donates to my PayPal or Cash App. My guy DAS has given me so many donations, as well as other team members and things of that nature. So those are all the ways that you can donate. And you can also donate to the Biking for Companion Dogs Fund, my GoFundMe. That's always in the description of the video. Trying to get to 10,000 so I can fund this channel, improve things, and just keep going strong. And the last thing is one more thing I wanted to mention. That GoPro, that. Hold up. Biking for Companion. Man, it seemed like it was one more thing. It's something I'm forgetting. I do know this, though. If you have contributed, you've already helped the show. I'm going to let you know that now. So I appreciate you for that. But, man, it was something else. Oh, I do know, hey, if you're not a team member, I want you on the squad as well. Come join the team, Dog King Army family. We definitely want you here, baby. Hey, we got a room for a few good men and a few good women. Let me see what's happening. Kevin says making soaps. He said making soap stinks. I love it. Oh, here's one other thing I wanted to say, man. I sort of said this at the beginning of the show because somebody was like, man, you can even if I dropped the soap in dirt, they were like, you can still use it, you know. And that actually is remarkable because it's one of the very few things you can do that with. But it was a thought that right before the stream that came up, I said, man, look, the cats have litter boxes, boo-boo, urine, all type of stuff. Literally, you could drop a bar of soap in a litter box and just literally cut the top layer off on all areas of that soap and it'll be brand new all over again. But I was laughing about after I said that. I said, but the only thing about that is there's one bar of soap I will never, ever use, because there's no damn way that I be doctoring on a piece of soap that fall in the litter box, or if it fall in the toilet, it's over. I'm not touching it ever again. Yeah, Brandon says, speaking of soaps and stinking, I'm going to take a shower after this. Get around for work in a couple hours. Yeah, I love it, Brandon. Go on, freshen up, baby. Get you a good shower. Hey, you going to go into work smelling good and fresh. Hey, baby, even if you want to be with your dogs, you're going to start making them human women want to be all over you when they start smelling you smelling fresh to death, baby. Because, hey, that's one thing about me, man. Hey, I take pride in not stinking. I'm going to take me a bath or 2 or 3 every day. So with all that said, we had enough fun. I love you guys. It's been a great stream. But until then, support me in all the ways. I appreciate all the ways you support me. Hit those likes and subscriptions. I've read off all the ways you can support me as far as donating to the show. And I would appreciate if you did that. But until next time, it's been me, J.R. King Hefner, and the beautiful Saima Renee Uzumaki. We are out. I want to thank Carol too, man. She told me to put the banner up today. Yeah, baby. I got the banner up. Hey, 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 hey. I got the banner up. I got one more coming. Let's see. This thing. I was finna go, but I was trying to see that last comment. Oh, man. Here we go. I guess I am leaving at an appropriate time. This thing, it froze up on me again. It froze up on me again, y'all. I know y'all might be looking at me, but okay. Man. What was the last comment? Oh, he just said it was a good string. Okay. Now I'm out of here. I'm finna get the hell on out of chill. I'm finna get the hell on out of chill. I'm finna get the hell on out of chin.